Hello, Africa. Hello, Nigeria. Hello, the rest of the world. Once again, this is your boy, Dr. 96, aka The Realist. The best thing you can do to enjoy your life to the fullest is to be real to yourself. Don't fake life and don't model your life after anyone. Just be an authentic and a unique version of yourself. That is the only way to enjoy maximum happiness and live peacefully. Once again, it is my pumping pleasure to be on here today to discuss another interesting, vital topic. Today, my topic is just to reflect on the irresponsibility of APC government led by Muhammadu Buhari in Nigeria. It is clearly conspicuous now that APC government is not a progressive government. They are not different from the previous government of PDP. In short, they are bird of a feather. APC and PDP are just bird of a feather flocked together. We can see right now, it is so surprising, it is so sad that at the middle of pandemic, Nigerian government can go ahead and cut down the budget on healthcare. This is so funny. All over the world, there has never been a country that cut down on healthcare budget during this period in time. This is a pandemic period. This is a crisis. Coronavirus has put up a very big challenge to healthcare system across the world, and it is so annoying, and it is even abnormal for any reasonable and responsible government to cut down on healthcare budgets. At this critical point, there is never a singular government across the world that deemed it fit to cut down the budget on healthcare. It is only Nigerian government that could do this. This is to tell Nigerians that this is a government that do not care about the survival and existence of Nigerian masses. If the APC government, if Buhari really cares about Nigerians, I don't think this is the right time to cut down on the budget of healthcare. And this happened, to my greatest shock, Nigerians don't even react. As we speak now, Nigerians Medical Association, they are on strike, and no Nigerian bloggers, no celebrities deem it fit that this is the time to challenge the irresponsibility of the government of APC led by Muhammadu Buhari. Everybody is just going about their normal business activities as if things are normal. I think this is the time that Nigerians and all Africans in general copy from African American. We also saw what happened recently in America. Americans, that is the black Americans, they came out in masses to protest against the injustice, against the brutal killing and deliberate execution of black race. I think in Africa we need to do the same thing against our government. Though it is so unfortunate that Africans are no longer under colonial era, but what the type of government we are experiencing all over Africa is worse than colonial masters era. And this is the time we have to say no, and the status quo needs to change, and this could not change except for a reaction on our parts as masses. They said, according to the Newton's third law of motion, action and reaction are equal and opposite. The best way you can express your dissatisfaction is not to be sitting down and remain calm and quiet as if things are normal. The only language the oppressors understand is resistance. And the only way we can resist them is to organize ourselves and conduct ourselves properly by demonstrating publicly that we are tired of the government that do not care about our lives. This is supposed to be the time that Nigerian government should even double, if not triple, the budget of healthcare system. But now they reduced the existing budget, which is not even enough, which is not even sufficient enough to take care of Nigerian health needs adequately. They have reduced it, they have cut it drastically by 50%. What they are trying to tell us is that those who will die should go ahead and die. There's nothing the government could do about it. And simultaneously, this hypocritical government led by Muhammadu Buhari, they approved 27 billion for the renovation of House of Assembly, Nigerian Senate House. What kind of government is this? Misplaced and displaced priorities. I don't think there is need for the renovation. Even if there is need, is 27 billion naira not too bogus and ambiguous for the renovation of existing building? How much does what is the cost of the property? I think this deliberate, wasteful, carefree, wicked, heinous attributes being publicly displayed by the government of APC needs to checkmate, not by the opposition party, but by Nigerians collectively. Secondly, Nigerian government has reduced the education budget by almost 50% also. Is this appropriate plan? Is this the right step in this time of pandemic when most Nigerian children are away from schools? Instead of Nigerian government to increase the educational budget to cover online studies, they are not doing this because they don't care whether Nigerian children get education or not. I think there is this saying that you can only give what you have. You cannot give what you don't have. A government that is being led by a stark illiterate will never appreciate education development. We need to speak for ourselves. We don't need to expect any external body to fight our just cause for us. It is our responsibility, it is our collective responsibility as Nigerians to stand up now and tell this government of Muhammadu Buhari that enough is enough of their hypocrisy and atrocity. This is the government that has been blaming the past administration for the past 5 years for their own deliberate and calculated failure. Enough is enough. Nigerians need to rise up and demand what is right. The Bible clearly stated that the kingdom of God suffereth violence, and only the violent shall take it by force. We should not allow these current crops of politicians in Nigeria to destroy our collective future. We should stand up and tell them to do the right thing. Right to quality education, right to good environment, right to good health care, right to quality living should be fundamental rights of every Nigerian citizen. Some people should not be living in opulence. Some people should not be living in abundance. Why some people, large part of the population, are struggling for the scrambles, for the leftovers. We need to raise our voices. We need to agitate for a better Nigeria that will be sustainable for us and our next generation and our unborn children. We need to do this for the sake of posterity. A lot of people have been scared to death today in Nigeria, most especially those who are in their comfort zone. They fear the government that if they react, the government might use excessive power to silence them. But one thing is this, as Abraham, as Martin Luther clearly stated, that tomorrow we will not, we will not remember the evils, but we will remember the silence of the good ones. So if the good people in Nigeria today choose to be silent, the history at a point in time in the future will no longer remember this evil, but the silence of the good people who were supposed to be the mouthpiece of the masses. We need to do something critically and urgently to salvage our lives. Furthermore, as a patriotic and sincere Nigerian, I want to use this opportunity to reflect on the Edo State's political crisis. It is so shameful that as highly educated as we are in Nigeria, Nigerians are one of the most educated people in Africa, if not all over the world. According to statistics in America, of all the immigrants in America, Nigerians are the most educated ones. We are very intelligent, we are very smart, but we don't allow our smartness and intelligence to reflect in our political space. From what is happening in Edo State right now, Adam Soshiomhole is showing and vetoing his godfatherism power in Edo State. He has succeeded in imposing candidates for APC election come September. He has using his veto power to displace and to disqualify the incumbent governor from contesting for the next governorship election. I believe democracy is the voice of the people. From the simple and clear definition of democracy, democracy is simply defined as the government of the people, made for the people, and by the people. Democracy is people-centered system of governance. And if this is so, I think the masses, the Edo State people, have the unalienated rights to demand and to select who will be in charge of their governance. From the report card of the masses, they are praising the current governor in person of Obaseki. They are clearly, the masses have expressively stated that the incumbent government is trying, and the government is meeting the aspiration of the masses in terms of prompt salaries payments, in terms of improved healthcare system, and in terms of quality of infrastructure. If the masses of Edo State are satisfied by the performance of the incumbent governor, why will a singular person, just an entity, just one person, try to impose his own personal, selfish, parochial, and egocentric interest on the entire masses of Edo State? It has been done in Lagos State. Silently, the oppressors won the victory. So now it is repeating itself in Edo State. I think it is time for us to completely eradicate and to stop godfatherism in our political system and arena. Why should one person opinion represent the opinion of entire states? Why should one person's decision superimpose the decision of the entire states, and Nigerians are keeping quiet? How did we get to this stage? How did we get to this stage of complete meekness and stupidity? The Bible let us understand that the kingdom of God suffereth violence, and only the violent shall take it by force. And yet, we remain silent. Being silent will never solve our problem. Instead, our silence is a positive energy for the oppressor to keep oppressing us, to keep trampling us, to keep subjugating us. The only thing we can disorganize and tell the oppressor to stop is to raise our voice collectively. Nigerian struggle is not a struggle of one person. It's not a struggle of one entity. It's not a struggle of one interest group. It is a collective struggle. Every ethnic tribes in Nigeria need to unite against this impunity and lawlessness being public displayed. This is a shame to us, and we have to say no to this. We have to resist this. We need good governance in Nigeria. Nigerians are hungry in the midst of abundance. Why should a government in the midst of pandemic chooses to renovate an existing building that is still functioning up to its capacity at the expense of people's health and life? This is a food of thought. We need to ask our questions. Nigerian masses, collectively, we need to ask ourselves a simple question. What kind of future are we building for our next generation? What kind of future do we expect for our children and our unborn generation? Is it a system of public display of ignorance? Is it a system of public display of nepotism? Is it a system that is publicly display arrogancy and carefree to human life? Is that the kind of future we want our children and unborn children to come and exist in? We appoint the leaders, even if we have not appointed them. Though Nigerian system of governance is just by selection, it is not election. Even though if they select themselves, if they impose themselves by power on us, I think we have the obligation to challenge them to do what is needful. We have the obligation to challenge the government to respect and keep the oath of office and do their fundamental assignments and job as leaders. The leaders are supposed to be the public servants. They are not supposed to be the public oppressors. We employ them, the masses employ the leaders. We employ them to take care of our political structure, to take care of our political space for the better governance, for the betterment of democracy. We should act before it is too late. I'm done for today. This is your boy, Dr. 96, aka The Realist. Be real to yourself. We Nigerians need to be real and we need to be authentic version of ourselves. We should stop complaining and grumbling in silence. We should be bold enough to express our demands and give our leaders the templates of our expectation. God bless you once again. Peace and love. Bye.